You walk into a room. Maybe you're late to a meeting. Maybe you have a small stain on your shirt. Maybe your voice cracked when you said, hello. And instantly, your brain goes into overdrive. Everyone noticed. Everyone is judging you. Everyone is thinking about what just happened. But here's the thing. They're not. In fact, most people in that room are so caught up in their own thoughts, their own insecurities, their own little worlds, that they barely registered you walked in at all. This is called the spotlight effect. And once you truly understand it, it will quietly change the way you live your life. The spotlight effect is a psychological phenomenon, where people believe they are being noticed, observed, and judged far more than they actually are. It's the feeling that there's an invisible spotlight, following you around everywhere you go, lighting you up for the world to see. Every mistake, every awkward moment, every bad hair day. Psychologists Thomas Gilovich and Kenneth Savitsky first described it in a now famous study at Cornell University in 2000. Here's what they did. They asked participants to wear a t-shirt with a big, embarrassing image on it. A photo of Barry Manilow, a famous but deeply uncool celebrity at the time. The participants were convinced everyone in the room would notice and remember the shirt. They estimated that about 50% of people in the room saw it. The actual number? Less than 25%. Half of what they feared. And this wasn't a one-off result. Study after study showed the same pattern. Whether it was a bad answer in class, a stumble on the street, or showing up to a party underdressed, people consistently overestimated how much others noticed them. Why? The answer comes down to one simple fact. You are the center of your own universe. Not in an arrogant way. In a deeply biological, unavoidable way. Every single thing you experience in life is filtered through your eyes, your memories, your emotions. You know every embarrassing thing that happened to you today. You felt every cringe, every hesitation, every moment of doubt. So of course those things feel huge to you. But the person standing next to you, they have their own universe running in their head. Their own worries. Their own spotlight following them around. Psychologists call this anchoring on your own perspective. A cognitive bias where we use ourselves as the reference point, and forget that everyone else is doing the exact same thing. Think about it this way. When was the last time you spent more than 5 minutes thinking about someone else's minor mistake? The guy who mispronounced a word in a meeting last Tuesday. The woman who dropped her groceries in the parking lot. You probably don't even remember. But they remember. They've probably replayed it 50 times. That's the spotlight effect in action. And it goes even deeper than embarrassment. Here's where it gets uncomfortable. The spotlight effect doesn't just affect how you feel after an embarrassing moment. It quietly shapes your entire life. It's the reason you didn't raise your hand in class, even though you knew the answer. It's the reason you didn't start that YouTube channel, that business, that creative project you've been thinking about for years. Because somewhere in the back of your mind, a voice says, what will people think? What if I fail publicly? What if everyone notices and judges me? But research shows that people dramatically overestimate how much others care about their failures. In another study, Gilovich asked participants to solve a puzzle in front of a group, and then intentionally fail. Participants expected the observers to remember their failure for a long time afterward. In reality, the observers had largely forgotten about it. Within minutes. All that fear. All that hesitation. For something that disappears from other people's minds. Almost immediately. And yet, we let it stop us. For years. Sometimes forever. Now here's the modern twist. Social media has turbocharged the spotlight effect to a level our brains were never designed to handle. When you post something online, your brain treats it like walking into that room with the embarrassing t-shirt. Except the room has thousands of people in it. Every like you don't get feels like rejection. Every post that underperforms feels like public failure. Every comment feels like the whole world is watching and judging. But the data tells a different story. Studies show that the average social media user spends less than 1.7 seconds looking at a post before scrolling. 1.7 seconds. You agonized over that caption for 20 minutes. You retook that photo 11 times. You almost didn't post it because you were scared of judgment. And the average viewer gave it less than 2 seconds of attention. The spotlight you feel? It's not even a spotlight. It's a passing glance from someone who was already thinking about lunch. So how do you actually use this knowledge? How do you turn understanding the spotlight effect into real freedom in your daily life? Step 1. Reality check the spotlight. Next time you feel that burning sense of everyone is watching me, stop and ask yourself, in 1 week, will this person even remember this moment? Almost always, the honest answer is no. And if they won't remember it in a week, why are you letting it stop you right now? Step 2. Redirect your attention outward. The spotlight effect thrives when you're focused on yourself. It weakens the moment you shift your focus to others. Next time you walk into a room feeling self-conscious, instead of thinking, are they judging me? Ask yourself, how is that person feeling right now? Curiosity about others is the antidote to self-consciousness. Step 3. Do it scared. Post the video. Start the project. Raise your hand. Not because the fear goes away, but because you now know the fear is lying to you. The spotlight isn't as bright as you think. The audience isn't as attentive as you fear. The consequences of being seen are almost never as bad as the consequences of staying hidden. Research from Cornell showed that people who acted despite the spotlight effect consistently reported that the outcome was far less negative than expected. Every single time. The fear was always worse than the reality. Here's what I want you to remember. Every person you've ever been intimidated by, every person whose judgment you feared, they're walking around with their own spotlight, their own fears, their own insecurities, their own voice saying, everyone is watching me. Nobody is watching as closely as you think. Nobody remembers your mistakes as long as you do. And the life you're holding back, waiting for the perfect moment, waiting until you feel ready, waiting until the fear goes away. That life is waiting for you to step into it. Spotlight and all. If this hit close to home, share it with someone who needs to hear it today. And I'll see you in the next one.